Lock ball across now. Come on to some order. Party now. Coming forward in their numbers now. Open up your extension gun. Nigel left there. One ball across. Shot to our goal. And the ball goes into touch. The ball goes into touch. For a throw. To be taken by the Jamaica Labour Party. Remember, no goals as yet. Nil-nil is the scoreline. The Jamaica Labour Party, they can't afford to lose this one. Neither they can't afford to second it again. Here is a long throw by the man. Daryl balls. There's White and Murray balls beating up. There's a long ball upfield now. Inside and finding from Central catching. Oliver Bonds again. Beating one. Long ball, knocked out his tongue, over toward the right wing with the ball now. Wide up is there. Here the Jamaica Labour Party. Xavier Main with the ball. Here's the man. Inside. The Krystal. Where is the Daryl? Cherish them day by day, because when the roll is called up down there, some of them may not be with us. Well done, Osman. And we move forward. Our next speaker is the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party, the member of Parliament for Western St. Mary. Help me welcome to address you, Robert Bobby Montague.
She was altar girl at church. Every Sunday she serves communion. And now she come here and drink. Lick it back again there. Lick it back again. Let me acknowledge the chairman of Era Council 3, Xavier Main, Deputy General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Andrew Weekly. Let me acknowledge the Deputy Mayor of St. Anne's Bay. Man, that owe me some money. Let me acknowledge the Deputy General Secretary of the Muslim Industrial Trade Union, Mr. Colin Virgo. Minister, we have women of substance. We have women that we are proud of. We have women that can go right across the length and breadth of Jamaica and the world, and we don't have to wonder or worry about them. In the Labour Party, we have the better women in Jamaica. And I want to pay tribute to the women in the party, whether you are a runner, outdoor agent, indoor agent, supervisor, supporter, or voter. We have to salute our women. And I hear many times the PNP are grumble and complain and I try to class our women. We know that. We know that it's jealous, them jealous over the Labour Party women. But them know and me know, them can't get none of them. So, what I want to say to you is that we know that in the Labour Party. So when Krystal was our councillor in St. Mary, and the people of Northwest, they them tired of such man, and want to get rid of such man. We stand up Krystal, and we ship her across the border. And that is a decision we have not regretted because the people of Northwest have stayed very good care of Krystal. And so help me God, September 2020, Krystal never born ya. She only grow ya. And a man will go so him born ya, grow ya, on ya, there if you run with God. So me can't hold me again, can't hold me again, but my can't hold me again, can't hold me again. Listen me can't hold me again. I know we were planning the Labour Party on the advice of the Deputy General Secretary Andrew Weekly. We were planning to send Krystal go down there to be the campaign manager in our Eastern Westmoreland. But we get a message yesterday that Krystal don't have to go down there because they're running out already. So I would like to recommend, since they're so far west, just keep going west. You may end up in Belize or Mexico or somewhere like that. I hear there's a nice young man that them find we put up against Krystal. He come from Portmore. He have a lovely restaurant down the road. I gotta go eat all the way. Because he can cook. Not tell no lie. And we must ensure that we keep him in the kitchen. Let him go cook. Because Krystal is a good member of Parliament. But tonight, I'm not even here to talk about Krystal and what she's doing. Because Simatra give me a signal that the party is ready for the local government election. And if you notice, I never sit put on the flag. If you notice, I never sit with the big trousers man left and the pretty woman left. I sit down around the back in the most holy place with the councillors. The guy is councillor time now. 2016 was when we had the last local government election. What on there? Cousin, you never right cousin. Yeah man. Because when they want the TV gets me, I don't look so pretty. Come on, the TV gets me started. Yeah. Remember me, I have custody now when I look for pretty. So we must understand and acknowledge that the Jamaica Labour Party have the best set of councillors and mayors in the history of Jamaica. And you in St. Anne have some of the best when it comes on to councillors. That is correct. You know, I don't know if the senator come from country. But when you come from country and hear about East Indian mango, no other mango no sweet like that. And when you pick a bucket of East Indian mango and you pick out the best of the East Indian mango, if all the councillors in Jamaica or the East Indian mango, the best of the best, you find them in St. Anne. So I want to big up the councillors in St. Anne because them fix more street light than ever before. Them fix more road than ever before. Them clean more drain than ever before. And I want to say to them that they have been collecting garbage with all kinds of issues and challenges, but St. Anne Parish never looked better than that it is looking under the set of councillors that you have in St. Anne. I was coming here a while ago, and I see a man puncture down the road. And when I stop and I ask him if we can help him with his own tangerine flag, I come out of the car. So I said to him, then bossy, you really have a pass Brownstone Community College and go somewhere else? He said, yes. He said, tell you what, give me the spare tire and make me go discover me go patch it. So he give me. So we just turn down the road, go back to Runaway and come up back the road, and we just send back the tire down here. Because we just go up there now, no flag, no monkey. And somebody just tell me that more flag up there than people. So we have no problem with them winning the flag war. Let me pause to welcome Minister Nigel Clarke, the man that don't know how to raise taxes, the man that keeps saying no new taxes. And we know the next thing he's going to say is no more taxes. So Levites, we have an election campaign coming. No, it's not next one. We have an election campaign coming. And I want every single Labourite to be an ambassador for the party. We want a peaceful campaign. And to Holiness and every single Labourite in the Labour Party want a peaceful campaign for the good of Jamaica. The death or injury of any Jamaican over politics, we are not going to tolerate. So if them trouble you, walk away. If them throw what I've done, walk away. We are the governing party. We run not in our interest to mash up Jamaica. We are here to build Jamaica stronger. So I have already called the chair of the Alaba, and I have said to her, we on our side want a peaceful campaign. Because we know that we will win. So we don't want no war. We don't want no fuss. We don't want no quarrel. Jamaica cannot afford that. Because when the votes are done counted in St. Anne, the Jamaica Labour Party is going to win again. So councillor caretaker, we soon drop off the caretaker part. And we're going to call you incoming councillor. And then after that we're going to call you councillor. And after that we'll call you councillor again. And after that we'll call you councillor again. And then we'll call you councillor again. And then we'll call you councillor again. Until the people say, councillor, no more. So they were right. On Tuesday I have to give a report on the status of Northwest St. Anne. And I want to know, because the area council chairman and the deputy general secretary don't say them select all the candidates, but we don't sure St. Anne ready until the delegates in Northwest tell me that you're ready. Are you ready? Northwest St. Anne, are you ready? Are you ready? First down division, are you ready? Are you ready?
Member of Parliament for South Central, St. Catherine. Help me welcome to address you, Andrew Wheatley.
On the platform. Liberites, I have been traveling across the length and breadth of this country. In fact, I am just coming from the constituency meeting in Northwest St. Catherine. And they have asked me to relay to you that they are ready when we call the local government election shortly. They have given us the commitment, and I have done my audit and assessment that we will be in control of the St. Catherine Parish Council and the newly formed Portmore Parish Council when we call the next local government election. Liberites, we are living in serious times. We will be tested. We will be tested when we call the next local government election. But we are a resilient set of people here. Those other persons cannot come with any gimmicks to derail the prosperity tree. They cannot come with any fake news to tarnish the work that we have been doing as a government. I must commend all local government practitioners, especially those in this parish of St. Clarke. We have not seen the streets of the parish as clean as we have seen them over the last 7 or so years. Your councillors in Northwest, Kim and the team, one thing they cannot take away from them is that they have done well. They not only represent those who voted for them, but the entire parish. That labor right is good politics. That is real representation. Not a partisan representation, but a representation for all people. That is what separates us from those other people. Those other people only hungry for power for themselves. In fact, you are the running all over the place. I was in West St. Catherine, and I heard that a man who ran away from his rural center, he went to Portland with goats. They turned him back. Now he's coming to St. Catherine. We're not even the dog know him over there. My God. Apparently he's a nomad or a gypsy. But Liberites, the message this evening, and before we make it, listen, Sanjay, run out from here. I There's 2 more tunes to go before we done. Alright. I want to give you a simple message. We cannot allow the PNP to win the next local government. We cannot afford to take any chances with the future of Jamaica. We will not give them any form of platform to launch any campaign. We can't cut them through from early. And that is why they were like, we cannot afford complacency to set it. I don't want Labour rights to win already. Yes, we have done the work, but we're not leaving up anything to chance. We have to ensure that you and your neighbor, 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 go to neighbor. You know, you have a member of parliament in Krystal. I want to tell you something about this young lady. This young lady started out at the bottom in politics. You know why I said that started at the bottom? She started at the grassroots level. Soon get run behavior. She started out at the parochial level. And I can tell anybody this. If you really want to represent people, you have to understand how people think. And the only way you can get to that level is to start at the parochial level. Krystal started at that level as a councillor in St. Mary, the Gospel Ebenezer. But what that afforded her was the opportunity to understand that every politics is parochial. The issues that affect the man on the ground are the issues that are important. That is why you have a government that cares about the issues affecting every single Jamaican. Krystal is doing extremely well as a member of parliament. She's a straightforward person. She's a committed person. And you see it in her leadership over the last 3 years that the people of Northwest Central appreciate her. And I can tell you this, Krystal, you know, the chairman earlier spoke about this councillor in waiting. Where the councillor, and the councillor for years to come. I can tell you this. You will be the member of parliament, 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 until you say, I'm trying to retire at the age of 80.
It's true. It's true when you know. It's true. It's true when you know. Hold yourself, trying to keep something. Hold your belt down, it's for the feelings. All the good you will.
You're right. I want Sanjay, I want to put this one on the clothes and I want to put it on the road here. You know, Sanjay, you never pass on the love woman. You don't want to remember. Now, Leroy's in closing. I want us to be conscious. I want us to be very conscious. You know, when we have these events, it is good for us to celebrate as we come together as laborers. It's good for us to celebrate our achievement. But the work is not complete. We have some more work to do. And labor rights, the next phase will need for us to ensure that we win all the parish councils, all the municipal corporations throughout this country. Because that way, labor rights, we will be able to move this country forward to prosperity. What do we mean as a Work with the program. Work with the program. Now coming to addressing our laborers. A man who was the first time who come and them part of St. Daniel. A bad Kingstonian coming all the way out of Central Kingston. Member of Parliament. Daryl,
Zero Snapchat, zero Instagram, zero sing. Got the vibe, man. Start, only right now, come rich.
Laborers! You know, I bring you greetings from the best constituency in Kingston, Central Kingston. And I am tonight in the best constituency in St. Ann, Northwest St. Ann. No, your chairman is jealous. But it can't touch Krystal. You know, I'm really... forgive me. I didn't plan to start. Hold on, calm down. We never want to start a war in Central. Because I want to stop the manifest. How good it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. How good and pleasant it is. We are all united and we are one. What do you say? Shout! No. You know, when I listen to the counselors earlier, and the caretakers, I am confident that Krystal has an excellent team here. And when she asked me to support her, and she's my parliamentary colleague, and we discussed things a lot, and when she asked me to come here to support her, I couldn't say no. And I'm happy I'm here. I love the energy. I want you to know that our first-time MPs are doing a marvelous job. The first-time MPs are doing unprecedented job. What we have accomplished throughout the entire Jamaica, if you look at them, just if I don't want to start calling names, but if you look carefully, and I'm talking about some of our councillors too, road are fixed, house are built, drain are clean, picnic are school, hotel are built, anywhere you turn, hospital are built, people are going forward. Let me tell you something. You have a lot to be proud of. You have a wonderful MP. You have wonderful councillors. Sunday, make sure all of you are at the national arena. Jamaica Day party. And when the big boss, #1, decides to call it, make sure all these councillors, all of them, along with Krystal, are back on the job. Shout out everyone!
And the next speaker for you is a man from out of Clarke. Them say it's a man from up north. The man who never dilly or dally when he was beat or Stalin in 2020. Every other time, member of parliament from out of Clarke. Dwight Sibley.
It's good to be in Northwest. It's good to be with my friend Krystal. Now, listen, there's a bunch of us who came in 2020 and we run away some people. And I know them still confused. Them so confused they run up all over the place. I tell you, them other people, they can't win me. They will never win me. They are so confused that them over social media
I say, the whole that we are friends. Something wrong with that? Because they cannot be friends with each other. They are not united over there. Them over there cannot beat a united JLP. Never. Krystal, a big deal. When Krystal go to KFC, she order big deal. What we say? Krystal, big deal. Then I say nothing more. As we know, say, Krystal, the order kids meal. Deliverance. The time I come again. We're not going to stay long. Because we have other speakers to talk. But you see, on election day, you know, none of you left in the yard, you know, carrying about 5 people with you. At least 5, everyone was inside here. 5 persons at least. Because guess what? All of the councillors them, they want to win. All of them, all 16 of them from St. Anne. And remember, we want 6 women. 6 women in the council in the same time. So I wouldn't have to make it happen. Sorry, man.
In the auditorium, I bring you greetings from the beautiful constituency in Portmore of southeastern St. Catherine. I had be here this evening. As your chairman Xavier May told you, we go way back when Xavier Colin Virgo and your member of parliament, Krystal served together years ago. They were at the University of the West Indies. Krystal was at, let me pause to recognize the deputy leader for Area Council 3, Michael Stern.
Jamaica Labour Party, we're ready to
Labour Party marching on. Alright, marching on to victory. Labour Party marching on to victory. Jump and shout, tell it all along. We shout to victory. Jump and shout, tell it all along.
We are of the class of 2020. Ever since we have been elected to Parliament, your member of Parliament, Krystal has been sitting right beside me. We go way back when. Your member of Parliament is extremely passionate. She's committed to the task. And as the chairman stated, that she sent some people far west. And I see a little man, I run round. That man is from the constituency that I represent. That man is in an orange and a red tunic. Say, I'm going to unseat your beautiful member of Parliament, Krystal. He tried relentlessly in my constituency and it couldn't work. The one of giving the poor T a message and send him back to Southeast St. Catherine where he's from. Because there's no place here in Northwest St. Anne for him. Your member of Parliament is a beautiful woman. She's hard-working, as I stated, and I'm begging you to keep her in as your member of Parliament. Krystal is not only a worker, but I also want you to retain her 4 divisions and ensure that they are in the bag of the Jamaica Labour Party. Bird can't fly by one wing. So you need your member of Parliament and you need your 4 councillors for the Northwest St. Anne constituency whenever the election is called. 2 weeks ago, I was down. I was saddened by the bruising murder of some citizens in Salt Spring, St. James. Let me put on record that this administration has spent the most resources on national security ever in the history of this country, Jamaica. We have seen it. We have a few that want us to look bad. We have seen where the investigative work of the JCF has improved, and yesterday I'm happy to hear that someone was caught for that gruesome murder. I want to commend this administration. Yesterday the red ants them a walk around and them a make nice, but them now have no solution and they are not even committed to assist this administration in fighting crime. They are talking about a crime plan. What solution are they taking to the table when they voted against the state of emergency? When they voted against the plans that will curb crime in this country, Jamaica? They are just passionate about power. But I'm here to let them know that the Jamaica Labour Party administration is the best administration that this country has ever seen, led by none other than Andrew Michael Holmes. In closing, I say to you, I am sure about my constituency. I am confident that Northwest will win in the next general election. But I'm begging you to come out for the local government election because that is extremely important. I tell you, draw your neighbor, draw your matey, vote for Labour. On election day, put the X beside the bell and vote for your Jamaica Labour Party government. Show a Labour right.
You are your neighbor. Keep voting Labour. Yes, man. Some stability. Alright. Now our next speaker. Them say action. Action on. Out of Portland. Everyone from member of Parliament. Policeman Portland.
Krystal settled down in the Manchanier division and labor rights. Manchanier was one of two divisions that are going to take the East Portland from the People's National Party because of the work that this lady put on in the Manchanier division. Committed, hardworking, on the go terms, she come and she wipe him out. Because you know what? On a tired of the promise and the beautiful speaking, the action on the wall. Right. I will tell you something. This election, local government and general, is the most critical election that will ever happen in all of our lifetimes. Where Jamaica is right now, if we ever take our eyes off of the prize, let us tell you something. We owe it to our children. We owe it to our grandchildren to ensure that every neighborhood, whether you're vexed or you're not vexed, to come together to ensure that prosperity that you are feeling. And let me tell you something, neighborites. Many of you trying to say you're not feeling it. When you start to water a tree, and every leaf starts green up at the same time, it will take a little time. So to have the patience and understand that you have the best Prime Minister that this country has ever seen in Jamaica. Neighborites. There are 4 councillors, 4 divisions, and I want to know to give them 4 love. 4 love. We must give them in the local government election. And let me tell you something. It's not a if that she will be returned when the next general election is. It's a must. Because she has proven herself to all of you. And you have a representative that can stand up and be proud of. We, the women of this party, we're not into the lele, we're not into the chat up, and we're not into the power hunger. We are dedicated to ensuring the prosperity of each and every one of you in here. From east to west, from north to south, the Jamaica Labour Party and the Member of Parliament and the councillors and new workers, all of us, we're going to hold hands and we're going to march to victory when the local government is called and when the general election is called. We are working, we are putting in the work, and therefore you must ensure that you continue to play your part. Because guess what happened? If we, the MP and the councillors, could do it, we wouldn't need the workers. We can't do it. We need the workers. We need the commitment and dedication of the hard-working workers of this party. And I want you to pick up on yourself. Over here, somebody's going to be working. Pick up on yourself, the workers of this party. We will be victorious. This country, in every sector, is showing improvement and showing prosperity. We no longer have anybody dictating to us how we spend our money and how we use our money. Because we have a man here that is a genius. No new tactics for years. And he has put this country on a path for prosperity for us all. So neighborize, let us hold hands and heart and march on to victory. Show a
After the speaking and the speaking and the speaking, Them say it's time for a special performance. So we want to bring on stage our special performer for the night. What's the year of the other one? No need for an introduction.
Put up on and big up Jesus, man. When you say show on, sing now, we can sing some song for them. What's up? DNA, just some song. Everybody goes up. Everybody goes up. High. Oh, no. Somebody big up Jesus. Yo, the party, I love coming up. The guys, let's be one. Sometimes I was glad when they said unto me, come in us go to the house of the Lord. Oh, a vision of my desire. Jerusalem, on the seventh night. Who can come on and sing? She said, thank you. She never be in a mother. She said, everybody, no glory, no the candle now we have. We say, hi. We are ready to slide the Almighty. We say, everybody put up on never go out of your man's wrong with that. We say, we never feel in a mother. We say, no glory, no the condom now we have. We say, everybody put up on and sing. We are ready to find the Almighty God. We say, We don't know who got half time to it. We need to know which cross when they in your skin. A full time on your leg for your neighbor. Taking you out of apartment chamber. Who don't put the corner on your sick labor? You never go out of your mind and we buy. We say, we never feel in our mother back. We say, we don't want to have them sing. Don't you have to renew the pattern now we have. We say, we are already blessed by the Almighty. We say, we don't ask for something. If you want to set you free, we go. Can't take you with you. People make your blood in blood. Prime Minister song, my Prime Minister. Can I sing the Prime Minister song down the same time? Mr. Clarke, Mr. Vaz. What about it? Open up the mic, sing it. Maybe. They could sing the Prime Minister song. I'm true I say this. I'm true I say something like this. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Oh, oh. You know the Prime Minister say, don't you trouble Zion. You think of that? What I mean when I want to? Can I sing one for now? Let me sing one today. Hi. If you don't make my body, you're sing it. If you don't do it, then you're sing it. If you don't do it, then you're sing it. One. Live on party, Martina. Martina, live on party. You can't sing it again. Come on, no shots. Let me sing it again. Hi. Somebody says victory. Somebody says prosperity. Live on party, Martina. Martina, put. Live on party. Live on party. Martina, come victory. We are not saying that here. Live on party, Martina. Martina, come. Hi. Live on party. Live on party.
them on Facebook who hyper than you. And that's tell them about they overdrive.
Vote for Labour. Vote for Labour. King David. Hey, we are sending a message. And Marie Vaz, Krystal, sit up on the heavenly throne. We are going to send a message. Stand there. Say Krystal business hard. Sit up on the village. Tell them, warn them. Say we are right business and leave it. Somebody knows some. Jesus. go on. No man, we can't sit on. Listen, hold on. Listen. We can't sit on everything because the 16th and next month. You know we are the back down here. And guess what? You see that concert there? Guess what? It's absolutely free. And I'll be the finest Jamaican top artist to find. Kuku don't just sing till the power of the Lord Jesus and say one more. You can't play one more. And last one, you can speak off the speaker. Eh? I am giving you play something, let's say one more. Everybody put up your hands. Everybody just hustle. But after a storm, it must be calm. Oh Jesus, I was in the tunnel to the sea light. Whenever I looked up to the sea sky, oh no, that's a kind of sick. Some carbon and standing is I gotta walk hard. My heart started pounding in a middle. Oh Jesus, guess what I do? Say I'm glad the heels that sound the mountain. Then I felt like hope is lost, and I hear a voice say, and a strong voice say the storm is over. God bless you, and I can see the sun. Everyone say cheers for him, for the greatest gospel performer in Jamaica, Kuku. Let's hear it, everyone. Show it, everyone. Our next speaker is the Member of Parliament for West Rural, St. Andrew. She is one of Jamaica's greatest Olympians. So she left time she know how to beat people, beat them. Help me welcome to the microphone the Minister of State for National Security, the Honorable Juliet.
Cannot miss this. I was tired and I was like, no, I have to get up. I have to come and support my sister. And I'm glad I'm here. And I know from the crowd when I was driving in, I know that you are ready. I know you're ready. Whether it's local government, whether it's general, and you're ready. And you're ready for next week. Right? You're ready for something? Krystal was in St. Mary as a counselor. She invited me to come to one of her meetings. And when I saw how she was working just behind the scenes, I was like, wow, dedication. And I see that also with her working as a member of Parliament for you, the people of Northwest St. Anne. I have to say that you need to also stand behind your councillors. You have 4 councillors, and I am sure that when the bell rings, that you will return those 4 councillors back in the municipal corporation. The government has been working for the last, from 2016, we've been working very hard, and we can't stop now. Them talk about time come, for them time come and gone, long time. This is our time. This is labor right time. And I remember labor rights, you the workers, you've been toiling for a very long time. And why do I say this? When I first came in 2016, a lot of people were ashamed to do labor rights, to call themselves labor rights. But you, the workers, were there, working all along. And know that we are here as government. We need to stay as government for as long as we can, because we are on the right trajectory. We are doing very well. We have the best finance minister who's going to address you. And there is no way we can allow the PMP to come back in power when our look, have you seen our unemployment rate? Our unemployment rate is at the lowest it has ever been. When you look at how the economy is running, we are doing so well. There is no way we can allow the PMP to come back in power. When you look at how our ministers are doing, all of our ministers are doing well. Daryl, the Honorable Daryl, we just got some new buses the other day. We are building Jamaica. When you talk about hard, we are building hard. Hard was already there, that started with us, the Honorable Edward Siaga. And we are building on that. We decided that we want to make sure we upskill our people. And that is why we made it sure that hard is now free. That you can go and enroll and develop a skill. When you look at water, right? This is the best we've ever seen. I mean, if you think about it, you know, the people out there running up and down and telling a bunch of lies, right? Propaganda. We have never seen so much being done when it comes to water infrastructure. Never. And we're talking about millions of dollars, we're talking about billions of dollars, we're talking about persons, you know, communities that never had water, that now have water. And I know that you heard the Honorable Sabuda, Matthew Sabuda last week, stating that he will be doing even more. And so we have to make sure that we retain this government. We have to make sure that we make sure that Andrew Holness is returned in the next election. You heard Big Rob talking about national security. This government has spent the most money when it comes to national security. We have built and overhauled more police stations than any other government has ever done. When you look at technology, we have spent the most money in technology for our police officers, for our law enforcement. And so, when you listen to what they're saying out there, they're telling lies and spreading propaganda. And so, I'm asking you, and I'm here to support my sister, that when the next local government election is called, that you retain the 4 councillors that we have here. Because they have been working. I drove up here a few years ago, and let me tell you something. It was pure pothole on the road coming. Pure pothole. And I know that Krystal has been working for you, working for this community. And I know that we have to make sure that we retain who's here so that we can continue to build on what we have started. You see all the highways, you hear all the plans, and so we can't stop now labor rights. We have to make sure that we continue with this trade. We have to make sure that we retain this government. And so I'm here from West Rural St. Andrew this evening to support my sister. And I know that when the next local government election is called, that all of you workers trenches, working hard for the party, that you will make sure that you take out your neighbor, you take out your friend, you take out your family, you take out everybody in the community to vote for Labour. Labour rights, I know that you're also ramped up from looking at the crowd this evening and you're ready for next week. So Labour rights again. Show our Labour rights.
While the JLP performing, the PLP promising. While the JLP laboring, the PLP lying. Them lie, them lie, them lie, them lie. But we don't have the time for the lies. The Labour Party is here to do work and we're here doing the work. And as all of you know, one of the hardest working members of Parliament in Jamaica, one of the hardest working ministers in Jamaica is here with you tonight and is your next speaker. Help me to welcome to the microphone the Member of Parliament for Western Portland, the Minister of Energy, Science, Technology and Transport, the Honorable Daryl. But most importantly, you, the workers and delegates of Northwest St. Anne. I am here for a very short time, but I had to be here. And I can assure you, when I leave you without bonfire, because we have to make sure you understand that we know what I'm up to. I want to first of all say, nothing could keep me away from being here tonight to support Member of Parliament Krystal and her entire Northwest St. Anne family. I have watched Krystal from she was a councillor. I have worked with her. I toured with her, spent her entire day when she was running her council election. And I listened to her and watched her interact. And I say, this is a young lady that we are lucky to have in politics. I want to say to you that Krystal is sacrificing a lot to give service to our country. She's a young single lady looking to make a family, has her private sector job, doing very well, but yet still she has that passion to serve her country. And for that,
we must be happy and give her a big round of applause. I toured with Krystal 3 days before the 2020 election. And I stood in my sunroof and I watched the response to her. She was running against Big Neck Nathan Gamble. And I watched because them said, Nathan can't lose. And I watched how the people responded to her. I observed from far. She was in front of me in her car and I was behind. And I called the Prime Minister. Never forget it as long as I live. At about 5:15, after I had finished the tour. And I said, PM, tick out this one. This one gone, 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 gone. Daryl, you sure? I said, PM, I'm not taking anything politically that don't go some. He said, all right. And I left there that night. And I said to myself, this young lady is going to win and win big. And because of the support of you and every voter in Northwest Center, she came home winning by thousands. 2,000. Let me say something to you. And this is what I want you to listen to me carefully now. Krystal has been here from 2020. She calls me all the time to ask me for advice and help. And I've never once not try to do my best to help her because I realize that she is going places. She has her heart in the right place and she's passionate about serving people. But let us turn our attention now. Because you know, so I'm going to put my mouth around and back. She ran against Daryl, who was MP for 2 terms, and one little backside he didn't get, and he run the gone. I was coming here a while ago, and I'm coming from Krystal, and I come through Brownstone, and I see PMP have a meeting up there. As God would have it, when they have come down, who do you think I turn up? You see him run away. Fine. And I said to myself, this man have more nerve than a bad tooth. To be General Secretary of the People's National Party and to be going to a parish meeting where he is going to endorse somebody else who has taken his position as candidate for Northwest Center. Let me tell you something. Calm drunk, but calm no what? And let me tell you something. I am coming from the grill this weekend, and I'll go through East and Westmoreland today. And I make sure I make me stop them. Anyway, we see crowd, we stop. And I do me pool. And let me tell you something. Campbell, listen what I say to you. Campbell, the only way he know how to find East and Westmoreland is because cell phone and GPS, and he can Google it because he don't know nothing about Westmoreland. It is a disgrace. You have 2 types of politicians. You have politicians who genuinely care for the people like Krystal Lee. And you have opportunists who only want to use the people to get to the power.
power so that they can do what they want to do. You are seeing in the People's National Party 3 young ladies, 3 young women who in the last election is some man, some beaten, that all know they might take medication. The Jamaica Labour Party fielded some women. And I'm going to talk tonight, you know, that this is the right place to talk, and this is the backyard. This is the backyard. In 2019, after 32 years of unbroken representation in Portland, Eastern Portland, a by-election was called because of the unfortunate passing of the Member of Parliament. May his soul rest in peace. And my wife nominated on behalf of the JLP. And all of a sudden, coming out of left field, the then Vice President of the People's National Party, the most popular PNP politician in Jamaica, decided after being rejected in Eastern Israel, St. Andrew, that this was a safe seat. But you remember when Peter Phillips come on TV and them say, what about East Portland? Him say, what you talking about? That's a PNP seat. We will win it. Well, we all know that Anne-Marie in the dread, a boss ass up to this day. They don't even know what we did yet, and they can't find another seat since then. You had Campbell, who won this twice, and is now gone to Westmoreland. Leave St. Andrew, have him host everything. And gone, born and grow, and gone to Westmoreland. And then you have the other big neck one that did run against Peter Phillips and lose as the PNP president candidate. You know me at all?
Such man.
And let me tell you something. When Rhoda finished with him in a central Manchester, all know him busy. But all of a sudden, you hear a rumor that he's going to run not in central Manchester, but southern Manchester. Let me tell you something. Calm drunk, but calm your food. You must make sure that you never ever make them forget where they are coming from and where they are going, only because they want power at all costs. I was in Aldershot constituency this evening. He has been member of Parliament for 30 years, March gone, 7 elections. He lost his first election in Northeast Manchester, but he never run away. He stayed with the people. He worked with the people. The people understood they made a mistake. And they voted him 7 times since then. That's the difference between a genuine politician and an opportunist who is looking to use the people for power to ingratiate themselves. Labor rights, let me tell you something. I heard Action and say earlier, this election, local government, general, whenever it is the most important election in recent history. You know why? Because if we ever make the mistake and allow Mark Golding and the PNP to get back in power, they will undo everything that we have done in 2 years flat, and we will be back and undo everything that Nigel Clarke has done. Everything that Andrew Holness's leadership and his ministers have done.
I say to you tonight, don't listen to the propaganda. Judge for yourself. Reason for yourself. Discuss with your friends, your family, your colleagues, and look at where Jamaica is coming from and where we are. I close by saying to you that I have the responsibility for transport. I am aware of what is happening, and I can assure you that your transportation facilities are going to be upgraded, and your transport modalities in terms of the vehicles, the youngsters that are getting up at 3 o'clock because they have to find transport to get to school. Give me the opportunity, and with the help of Minister Clarke, we are going to work on improving the bus system, getting more buses in the system, and getting order in the transport sector. That is my commitment to you tonight. And I want to say to you, remember what I said. You have politicians who are genuine like Krystal, and you have those who are only in search of power at all costs. You be the judge, because at the end of the day, you're the electorate, and you will decide the future of this country. God bless you. Love you. Thank you. God bless you.
Our next speaker, labor rights. I tell you, the JLP is a party of performers. All our candidates, all our parliamentarians are people of pedigree. We don't have no brethren on the Labour Party candidate list. We don't have no Saka. We don't have nobody representing the Jamaican Labour Party. But when time them hear police car siren, they get nervous and they start trembling because they wonder if they come for them to what they thief or who for picnic, they're in trouble. I don't know when they get started tonight. And every time they get in trouble. But labor rights, our next speaker is another hard-working minister. I know that is so. It's the first time that some of you want to see her. First time that some of you want to hear from her. Last week, she did a forum for the BITU, and she did an excellent job. She had the people eating out the palm of her hands. A humble, hard-working, beautiful, bright, and dynamic woman. Help me to welcome Minister, Senator, the Honorable Dana Morris Dixon.
Everything's someone shine until I see the rise. Still I had to try. Yeah. Oh yes, let me get my arms right and then approach. When I treat you like a man is supposed to, you never have to cry. No.
I'll tell you why I chose that song. Because of Krystal. And we're here for Krystal. And Krystal is royalty. Krystal is truly royal. And I know that today I heard that it's International Men's Day. So I salute the men on the stage and in the audience.
Thank you.
But I want to salute the women who are behind all these men. Every time I go to a constituency conference and I look in the audience, I see a lot of women. I see a lot of women who've been working year after year, don't get to be on the platform, working hard for the party. It's women who have built this party. And so tonight,
I started with she's royal because Krystal is royal, but all of you are royal. And all of the success you've had is because of the work of so many women in our party. And so I thank you tonight for all of what you are doing as women. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some history, because I had to do that recently. The history of the party, and it's important for us to remember this. Let me tell you, it's important to remember where it comes from. When Bustamante was fighting for us, what did he say? He said he was talking about the poor. Bustamante, when we sing our anthem, our JLP anthem, we talk about Bustamante. What did Bustamante say? Bustamante said that there were too many poor people in this country. Bustamante went to jail fighting for the workers of Jamaica. Bustamante said there were too many men on the side of the road without work. And we have lived to see an unemployment rate of 4.5%, the lowest in our history. So when we talk about the Jamaica Labour Party, the Jamaica Labour Party has been fighting for workers, for people, for prosperity for a very, very, very long time. And I'm telling you that when we look at what we have achieved as a country, every single labor right is supposed to stand tall and proud, because over and over we have seen what underperformance looks like. We've seen it. We saw it for years after years. I know when I was growing up, and even when I just started to teach at UE, I used to teach economics. And I used to be talking about how bad the economy was. And my students would say, is there any hope for Jamaica? And you try to be hopeful, but you know that it's been rough and hard for so long. And we have lived to see the Jamaican economy do the best it has ever done. And I'm not just saying that, it is the truth. And when you go on social media and you see all these people talking about they can do better, they had many chances to do better, and they never did. They never did. And so when we look at everything that is happening, no, it is because of the administration, the Jamaica Labour Party administration. When you hear the foolishness online, you have to know that it is foolishness, because it makes absolutely no sense. If you think about it, who can replace Daryl? Who can replace the best Minister of Finance we've ever had? Who can replace that? Nobody. I agree with you. Nobody can replace him. And who can replace Andrew, Michael? No one can replace him. No one can replace. All right, she said that the other party did. Yeah. But if we look at it, if we look at our country today, one of the things I'm so surprised at is how easy it is for us to buy into the negatives that we keep hearing. They're saying these things, but they have no meaning behind them. And we have to understand that. And it is very important that we understand that the administration has done well. And I want to talk about local government. The roads is because of local government representatives. We have the councillors up here. And the councillors, a lot of times, people don't turn out for local government elections. They think the general election is the big one. Yes, we want you to vote for Krystal, but we also have to bring the councillors in.
Because if we don't have the councillors, we don't have the roads, we don't have the infrastructure in our towns. And if you look at what our councillors across constituencies have done, they've done a fantastic job. And it is because of us having those councillors controlling local government that we're able to do what we can do. And I want to tell you very quickly, I see two little children in the audience. I saw this beautiful young girl at the front. And I saw another little boy who was somewhere. Where is he? Okay, they're children. And you know, when I look at them, I see Jamaica's future. Look at them. Look at her. She's turning around. She's very shy. But when I look at her, look at this beautiful child. She is a future Prime Minister. She's a future Minister of Finance. And you know what it is, what this government is doing? It is saying everybody matters. Not just the children who have money, but the children who have no money. They are just as important. And what our party stands for opportunities for everybody. Prosperity doesn't belong to the rich. Prosperity is for every single Jamaican. And it matters not what you look like. It matters not where you come from. And so when the next election comes, I want you to remember who it is that made heart free. Free so that children who have no money have no excuse to get their skills. You need to remember who it is that has done the most work in water. You have to remember who it is that has said no taxes year after year after year. You have to remember who has done all the road work. When I was coming up here, I was shaking up. But it wasn't because of the road, it's because of the shocks on the car. And that's amazing. We never had that before. And so I tell you that I am a proud Labourite. And I ask you, are you a proud Labourite? Are you proud? And I want you to go out there and hold your head high, because we have done well. We have done extremely well for the people of Jamaica. And I believe that the administration, all of you, all of those up here, know that the only party that will win in local government or in the general election is which party? The Labour Party. And so I know all of you will be voting Labour at the next election. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Morris Dixon. Our next speaker is no stranger to anybody in here. He's another one of the hard-working JLP ministers, another person who is no stranger to Satan, another person who the PNP don't have nobody to replace, because he is the best water minister in Jamaica to this day. Help me welcome to the microphone the next member of Parliament for Northeast, Satan, Senator Nigel.
Show your words. Show your words. Show your words. Allow me to acknowledge all colleagues and family at the platform. But most importantly, allow me to acknowledge all of the workers, the delegates, the voters of Northwest Centre that have come out to affirm Krystal as the next MP again and again and again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is already 10 p.m. We have heard from many of the hard-working men and women that represent you as councillors, councillor caretakers, MPs, ministers. But ladies and gentlemen, I just have 2 points to make. The first point is that I have worked with Krystal from before councillor days. Krystal was my sister in G2K, and she helped us build that organization into the monster that the PNP is afraid of. And I thank her for her contribution.
Krystal Lee is one of the hardest working women in politics, and Northwest St. Anne is lucky to have her. We thank you for your service, Krystal. But I can tell you, as a man that sits in charge of the water portfolio, there is no day of the week, whether it is Sunday, whether it is Monday, whether it is 9 p.m., whether it is 9 a.m., that Krystal don't call to tell you what she needs fixed. And I'm happy to report here today that we have collectively convinced Dr. Clarke to sign off on the Minard Development Water Project, a project that has been waiting for 30 plus years for the constituency of Northwest St. Anne. That project was promised as far back as Michael Manley. The PNP did nothing. It was again promised by PJ Patterson. They did nothing. Now we have promised it, but we have signed the contract to get the funding from the Caribbean Development Bank. So we are happy to report that the Minard wells will be upgraded to provide the volume of water that Northwest St. Anne so desperately needs. But I know that's not the only problem. We are in the procurement to ensure that Retreat gets the upgrades that it needs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not short of issues. But I can tell you, we're also not short of the solutions. We don't just want you to vote because we say sure. We want you to vote because we are going to give you the water that has been promised for so long. We're going to ensure you get more roads. We're going to ensure you get the investments that lift up this community. The last point I'm going to make, because you still need to hear from the lady of the moment. You still need to hear from Dr. Clarke. The last point I'm going to make is a serious one. This is the leadership of the parish. The political leadership of the parish, of PDs, of clusters, of divisions, of constituencies is sitting here, and we have to acknowledge when things go well, and we have to also acknowledge when there's a problem that requires all of us to fix it. Today, the murder rate in Jamaica is down 10% because of the work that this government is doing. But we have a problem in St. Anne. The murder rate in St. Anne is up 30%. So it means we are going to have to walk house to house, not just to canvass, but to find every young man and woman who don't have a job. Every young man and woman who need more training and carry them to the heart program and make sure that they're enrolled and get the free training. We then have to make sure after they graduate, we carry them house to house, door to door for every business and make sure they're all employed. Because we cannot afford in St. Anne to lose any more of our young people to the scourge of violence. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you, the Prime Minister is aware of the issues we face here. I can assure you, we find Dr. Clarke every single day and we make sure that we put the numbers and the plans down to deal with the water issues, to deal with the traffic issues, to ensure that the new housing communities we need are put in place, to ensure that so many of you who have been waiting for decades on your title will get it. We also now need your help to go house to house to make sure that you get back your 4 councillors, you get back your MPs, but that we also transform every constituency in St. Anne to be the best that they can be. Show your words!
Thank you, Minister Samuna. And as we call on the next speaker, JB 5870 and KE 9351, you're blocking somebody who hears the Joe grind there in the yard, so they need to run out quickly. Right? The next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, labor rights are on the outside because I want to tell you labor rights, the crowd on the outside is 7 times what it is inside. The crowd gone way down to the bar ground at the top of my seat. So I want all the labor rights on the outside to come in because when the camera pick up what is going on here, we want the PNP them to look as if we meet in the shell while for them won't flap. So that anyway you see them after today, you can look on them and say, Abe. Labor rights, our next speaker, he's just coming to say hi and bye because he has had a long day. He was over
with Manayard in Northeast Manchester, and he has been crisscrossing the area council all weekend. Help me welcome Deputy Leader Michael Stern.
Labor rights! Labor rights, you ready? Northwest, you ready? You ready? Okay. You know he's a man that come check, right? If you're ready. Alright, listen to me. Tonight we are here to put in back again the executive that you, through all the divisions, have okay over the last couple of weeks, and I must commend you. All 4 divisions had meetings, and you are now having your conference to ratify your constituency. Therefore, you the workers is going to go into gear now. We're going to prepare on the ground. I am not here to talk about government policy. I am here to ensure that your organization on the ground and the work program on the ground is ready.
Which is right.
And I will tell you that when we the labor rights come true, remember one thing. There's something you must keep on your lips. All the things that we did for Northwest over the last 3 years to improve this constituency, you need to start to remind your neighbor. Because your neighbor forget already the road we will drive on. That is labor right and fixing. They forget the water that was fixed on the road. That they forget about it, you know. And we, the workers, all of you, have to be the messenger. You have to be the messenger. Built by labor. Both of us tell your neighbor. Tell your neighbor. We have another issue, and that is we have a lot of young people who say they now vote. And we have a lot of young people who disconnect. We need to go and find them. Find them and show them the opportunities that the other party have and get them online to vote. So we can increase our numbers and win the next election and put Krystal back in as Member of Parliament. And also put in Brownstown Council, Sturgestown Council, put in Mr. Ricketts down here, so put in also your mayor back in power. Because you need them in order to continue in the services for you. Labor right, remember, without the 5 of them, you really have nothing. And many speakers before talk, but me, I'm going to come to make sure it is done. Yes. Show labor right.
And labor rights on the outside and the inside. I want you to come a little closer. I want you to step inside. Because our next speaker is a man who is going to set the record straight. It's a man who has rescued the economy of Jamaica from what the DNP did to it over the years. He's a man who has distinguished himself and done very well. He's a humble man, but a very bright man, a hard-working man, a man who has sense, a man who not in politics, looking none, nor scraping none, nor hustling none, because them kind of argument the PNP like to come with them damn out order. It is no way, unlike somebody red hands them, we're all up and down about the place. Let's welcome to the microphone, the Member of Parliament for Northwestern Angelo, the Minister of Finance and Planning of Jamaica, Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clarke.
Northwestern and first I want to big up all of the ministers on the platform, all of the members of Parliament on the platform, and the councillors, and the senator, and the council caretakers, and of course the deputy leader, Michael Stern. And since we're here in Northwest St. Anne, we have to big up MP Krystal Lee. Give her a big round of applause. So, we have some serious business to take care of. We have to make sure that when that time comes, Krystal Lee gets her 4 councillors back. Now, I come to talk to you about some serious business. We live at a very pivotal time in Jamaica and in the world. Some people call it the time of polycrisis, with lots of crises around the world at the same time. The COVID crisis, which ushered in the worst economic crisis in our history, just passed, and it left an inflation crisis that led to interest rates globally. And before you look, war broke out in Russia and Ukraine. And before you look again, another war in Gaza between Israel and the Palestinians. And if that was not enough, you look down what is happening in Guyana with Venezuela gathering a whole heap of aggressiveness towards towards Guyana and threatening their territory. At this time of global turmoil, it's so important, however, Prime Minister who is cool and calm and leads with the head. And on top of this turmoil, we're living at a time of profound change in the world. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision, computer we can see, robotics, driverless cars, nanotechnology, threaten to upend the world as we know it. The world 20 years from now will be nothing like today. We are in what they call the 5th Industrial Revolution. And at each time in Jamaica's history, where there has been profound change, whether the change is political or social or financial or technological, the people have turned to the Jamaica Labour Party to see us through that change. So, under universal adult suffrage, when we first got the vote, was a time of profound change. The people turned to the Jamaica Labour Party. At the time of independence was a time of profound change. The people turned to the Jamaica Labour Party. In 1980, with the threat of communism at our doorstep, the people turned to the Jamaica Labour Party. And in the global financial crisis, the biggest financial crisis since the Second World War, the people turned to the Jamaica Labour Party. And in the mother of all crises, the COVID-19 pandemic, the people turned to the Jamaica Labour Party. So as we look upon this next period, when we return in the 4 councillors, and in the period after that, when we're going to return MP Krystal Lee, it's important that you can take to the people what we have done, what we have achieved, and importantly, what our vision and plans for the future are. You can't just take to them the achievements. You have to take to them the achievements as well as the vision for the future. As far as achievements are concerned, you're going to take out your book and your pen and your pencil, because we have so many achievements it would take me all night to mention all of them. Let us start with the fact that under the Jamaica Labour Party, the Jamaican economy has recovered from the most devastating economic crisis in Jamaica's entire history in only a matter of a few years. When the economy collapsed in 1976, it took until 1989 for us to get back to the pre-crisis levels. Same thing in the global financial crisis. When it collapsed, it took 11 years to get back. With the COVID crisis, though the economy contracted by 10% more than ever before, by 2023, by the end of 2023, we will have recovered economic output more than prior to COVID. Our employment is higher today than prior to COVID. There are more people employed in Jamaica now than at any time before. Over 1.3 million people. In addition to that, something that's very important is that we have done it while keeping the debt going down. We don't borrow to do it. We don't put Jamaica in a problem to do it. We achieve it while at the same time making sure that the debt is lower and lower. Now, the macro is important, because without the macro you can't get the micro. But let me tell you, the micro is important too. Which is why one of the first things we did was to look on the Jamaica Public Service and the whole heap of debt that we used to have. We used to owe them billions and above billions and above billions, over $7 billion. And we take one stroke of the pen. We say, Mr. JPS, see your money there. Put the street lights on. Put the lights on. Put the lights on. Put the lights on. Because we come here to do the people's business. Under the Jamaica Labour Party, students on par no longer require a guarantor for a student loan. This is some people that talk about it. We are doing it. We have provided over 4,000 grants of $60,000 each to students going to the university. We have provided over 1,000 scholarships free of charge to people going to study at UTEC, and 1,250 scholarships for people training to be teachers in math and science. We raised the minimum wage by 30% one time. The biggest raise in the minimum wage in the entire history of Jamaica. We are on a path to improve people's standards of living. Even after COVID, the worst crisis in our history, the poverty rate in 2021 was lower than under the PNP in 2015. Let me say that again. Even after the worst economic crisis in our history, where tens of thousands of over 150,000 people lost their jobs, by 2021, the poverty rate was still lower than and under the PNP in 2015. And them a talk nonsense. We are moving to improve quality of life. Under an IDB project with the Ministry of Health. So the minister represented here, Minister Clarke. We are rehabilitating and improving multiple hospitals across the country. You have the Western Hospital, and you have the Cornwall Regional Hospital. In addition to that, I'm telling you as Minister of Finance, what is in the pipeline, in the budget, the Spanish Town Hospital, the Mayfair Hospital, and right here in Northwestern and the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Under the Jamaica Labour Party, we have created something called the social pension, which did not exist before. And under the social pension, elderly Jamaicans who have no source of income, you know people like that? Elderly Jamaicans who have no source of income, get a stipend from the government for the first time. We have over 12,500 persons in Jamaica today receiving a social pension from the government where they did not receive anything from before. How long has this problem existed? Where people work and due to no fault of their own, they have nothing in their own age. We look at that problem, and the real fix to the problem is to increase the number of people who have pension while they're working. But that cannot happen overnight. And we have some old people who are suffering. So we put in a program called a social pension, which them signed. All you do is you sign up with the Ministry of Labour, and every 2 months you get, or every month rather, you get a check called a social pension check. We just introduced it in 2020, and already 12,500 persons are signed up to receive a social pension. And while we're doing the social pension, we're working on the pension because we want to make sure that people are saving towards the retirement. And the Jamaica Labour Party government introduced something called the Tourism Workers Pension. Minister Bartlett, give him credit. And under the Tourism Workers Pension Scheme, over 9,000 Jamaicans have signed up, many of them from Northwest St. Anne and Southwest St. Anne, Southeast St. Anne, and they're saving towards their retirement. Over $1 billion has been saved so far. That is improving people's lives. We are implementing the largest agriculture infrastructure project in Jamaica's history. Over $7 billion, or approximately $7 billion to the Essex Valley Irrigation Scheme and to the Southern Plains Agriculture Project. So you're going to see agriculture boom because people have water and pipes and solar electricity coming to them farms. So the list of achievements that we have, as I tell you, I can go the whole night, and we depend on you to go house to house, to go to your neighbor and your brother and your sister and tell them of the achievements of the Jamaica Labour Party. But in addition to that, you have to tell them about the vision and plans for the future. And our vision and plans begins with ensuring that we keep a stable economy. We have gone 7 years with no new taxes. remember them? We abolished the welfare tax, minimum business tax, asset tax, all kind of tax. And it's only under this government, the first time ever, that the general consumption tax actually went down. The PNP them, all they know how to do is to raise taxes. Every year, every budget time, what they do, 18 out of the 22 years that they were in power, they raised taxes on the Jamaican people. 18 out of 22. We have gone 7 years with no new taxes. There isn't a period like this in Jamaica's history. So our plan for the future is to keep the economy stable. Our plan for the future includes making sure that this stability works in the interest of the Jamaican people. Because it's not a destination. Macro stability is necessary, but not sufficient. We must use it to improve quality of life. So, one of the first things that we want to do, and I see Minister Dixon here, as Minister of Finance and the Public Service, we're going to work with Minister Dixon. Because our vision for public services is that most public services should be available to you on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? During COVID-19, 500,000 people access a COVID grant on their phone. And there is no reason why government services cannot be available to you on your phone. Our vision for the future is that public services will be available to the Jamaican people on your phone. And what that does, that means that broad access. It means you have to stand up in a long line. It means you don't have to go town as often to get what you want. And it means productivity goes up. And productivity goes up, it means income goes up. Because instead of joining a line and spending all the time in the line, you have 2 more days to go work each month. Our vision as far as the infrastructure of the country is concerned, we are building more highways today than at any single time with our own money. I want you to hear me out. We're doing a highway in the east from Harbour View to Port Antonio. We had some hard money for that. We just finished a highway all the way near to Williamsfield. And at the same time, we are doing the highway for the Montego Bay bypass. And even while that is happening, we are in advanced stages of planning the widening of the North Coast Highway from 2 lanes to 4 lanes so you can move about your business efficiently. It's all about enabling you to move about your business. And as far as roads are concerned, I'm here to tell you that the road from Runaway Bay all the way to Brownstown, the road is in the last stages of the process. The contractor has been selected, the procurement is completed, and all that is necessary are some fine details. And early in the new year, the road from Runaway Bay all the way to Brownstown, the work will start early in the new year.
Excuse me, I'm even going to Jamaica. Highways and roads go paper. Farmers no have pension. Paper bills for Jamaican kids.
So, our plans for the future are to improve your life. As Minister Samuda mentioned, the water project in Minards, which was promised over decades, will become a reality under the Jamaican Labour Party. And it's not that no water in a million. It's that the water has been unreliable. And you plan to wash your clothes on Thursday evening, and Thursday evening come and no water in the pipe. They can't plan. Broke down. But I'm here to tell you that Minister Samuda and the Water Ministry, we're working together to make sure that the mineral water supply system is upgraded and you will have reliable water in your pipes. No. We all want to make sure we have better income and that Jamaica prospers long into the future. The only sustainable way for us to lift productivity in Jamaica and thereby lift on a sustainable basis incomes and standard of living is through investing in human capital of the country, through education. And the Jamaican Labour Party is led by someone who was a former Minister of Education. We are fortunate to have a Prime Minister who is seized of the needs in education. And the only way for us to take Jamaica from this level to a much higher level is to launch a revolution in education. And that is what Minister Favour Williams has started with a whole transformation project. And I want to talk about just one aspect of it. I started earlier to talk about the changes in the world that are coming. For us to make sure that we are a part of that change and not left behind, we have to make sure that our population does better in math and science education. Everything else is important as well, arts, but we're doing better in those than we're doing in the math and science. And for us to be able to attract high-paying jobs in Jamaica, we're going to have to address math and science. And that is exactly what we plan to do. And I'm not talk. The Prime Minister has a vision of having math and science schools dedicated to the teaching of math and science in the country and upgrading the quality of math and science education generally across the country. I'm here to tell you that tomorrow morning I am signing an agreement with the World Bank to launch the first STEM school in Jamaica. This will be the first of 6 to come. We're launching a revolution in education in the country. We're dealing with raising the minds of individuals so that Jamaica can move from one level to a higher level in the future. So what I'm saying to you is that the Jamaica Labour Party is investing in you. We don't pursue macro stability as an end in itself. We pursue it so that we can give you water. We pursue it so that we can give you roads. We pursue it so that with Minister Vaz we can deliver hundreds of new buses. We pursue it so that we can deliver hundreds of garbage trucks. And most, we pursue it so that we can pay for the light bill and you have street lights in your backyard. And most important, we pursue it so that we can invest in you and and in your children and in your grandchildren, so that every generation in Jamaica is better than the generation before. That we make sure that out of the bosom of the people of South, of North, West, St. Anne, we produce scientists and scholars and people who are leaders of technology right here out of Southwest St. Anne. Northwest St. Anne. So when you see a party that not only has a long list of achievements, but also has a vision for the future. A vision in which you are in the center. The vision is not about power. The vision is not about power. The vision is about improving your quality of life. And with achievements and plan and vision, and with a party that has demonstrated boldness, you now take that to the people. So labor rights, we have a lot to be proud of, a lot to go to the next election with, a lot to stand up to make sure the poor councils come back, a lot to make sure that Krystal is returned, because this is the party for Jamaica and Jamaica's future. I want to say to you, show our labor rights, God bless you, and God bless Jamaica.
Thank you, Krystal. Now to close the evening is the lady of the hour. Is your hard-working, dedicated member of parliament. Somebody who you all work hard and put into Garden House. And do, before I call her to the microphone, I went back again. 9351 KE and 5870 JB. And I wasn't told what kind of vehicles. But somebody here said, Joe, right there, and he need to go start on one, so too. Beg you, let them out. Labor rights. We have a long evening, but help me now. Welcome to the microphone. The Member of Parliament for Northwestern St. Anne, the hard-working, beautiful, disciplined, honest, and the best MP this constituency has had in years, if not ever. Help me welcome Krystal Lee.
Krystal sweet, like she do trick or treat. Yeah, she care for the people, she no do the seeds. Yeah, she genuine, rest of them a mislead. One defeat your Krystal, you want win your faith. King of me love, it's all in your life. Northwestern concession. Labor rights. Allow me to thank all my councillors and I and my caretaker. Would like to thank all our visitors that have come to support us tonight, to talk about the hard work of the Jamaica Labour Party government, to talk about the future. You heard a lot of announcements that is going to take place right here in St. Anne Northwestern.
Yes,
a lot of people here we're talking about the runaway mayor to Brownstone Road.
Yeah, Krystal, I find out that now, if you don't know.
And that thing, you know, go happen.
Yeah, man. So just go and
but you just heard from the man that has the purse. And the road is at the final stage. And let me tell you something, January morning. Yes. You notice how it's sheet patch nice now? Yes. Wait till the Spark program roll out. You're going to have Discovery Bay to Brownstone, patched and looking good. We're going to finish up what we started recently be ensuring our road network are fixed. Labor rights, I took on this constituency with deplorable road conditions. 3 years being, I have built over 20 roads and counting. Whoever going about Ararat and see the carpet? Would have go back house still and see the carpet? Would have tried down Brownie and see the carpet? We would have got to keep and see the work that we have put in on the roads in those rural communities. A lot of people think that because we don't go around making noise and chat that we're not working. But I'm a woman, need to action and results. You know the chat.
You know, sister, when you play, we just like motion. When you're there, we got your son on explosion and we don't keep motion.
So when it comes on, I want my work to speak for itself. The other day we got through a rough time, the people in Brownstown and its environs. Every minute the minute pump broke down. I'm going to tell you, my colleague, my brother, my friend, Minister of Water, assured me and said, Krystal, no worry. I said, Dr. Clarke sign off the agreement. It's sort out, it's soon sort out. A lot of them think that there is no difference between the JLP government and Fidel government. They make a sad mistake. Because the world of me not well will be come and it's through the door in another couple of months. So we have fixed up the place. Road are fixed. Water are fixed. And labor rights don't have nothing to do with the work yet when the councillors them put in. Councillor Kim Brown Lawrence in the Brownstown division. Look on the amount of work we Kim do. Look at the amount of work that Councillor Sidney Stewart has done in the Bamboo division. Look at the amount of work that Carlton Ricketts has done in the Dry Harbour division. Look at the amount of work that Councillor Winston Lawrence has done in Sturgeon. And they have a little lady that is going to run in his space because he has retired. He's going to retire. And let me tell you something. She going to give him a backside, you see? That man that's running to the other party. And she's a hard worker. Labor rights, I want to tell you, your party loves you. And we are working hard to ensure that all your woes, we develop the constituency. We gave you that commitment. I gave you that commitment in September 2020. And I am 100% committed to that cause. The amount of work we have done at a time when it was so rough with COVID and everything else, and we're still doing so well. Have you ever looked at it? If it was them other one, I don't know what would happen. When I look at the bad road in Bamboo at the library, how I got the folks through Minister Warmington's ministry here to fix that spot for decades. The people, their business have been locked down. As the rain fall, the whole place flood out. And I had to come and fix it. Yes. No naysayer, labor rights. No naysayer. Do not allow them to dominate your space with garbage. Out we now do nothing. And a foolishness about nothing now gone. You have enough achievements. We have enough achievements. Together, my strong team of councillors and I, we have done enough for this constituency to show that we are hard workers and we deserve to be elected again. Let me tell you something. If you don't want the work continue, whenever the election call, if it's a local government, you better give me back Kim Brown Lawrence in a Brownstown division. Come here, Kim. If you don't want the work to continue smooth, and we work as a strong team,
Juliet,